I'm Stan Moote, CTO with IABM, and I'm here with Jon from Grass Valley. Congratulations on your new position.
Oh, thank you very much, Stan. Yeah, I'm excited to be here with you again.
So just tell me, how did this end up working out with what's happening with Lewis these days?
Yeah, so number one, Lewis is still around. He's still the majority owner of Grass Valley. He and Black Dragon own 100% of the business still. But when I joined Grass Valley 18 months ago, this was part of the expectation that we had, that we would get to this point. And so I'm proud to say that we got to this point, right? And getting to this point was really Lewis having the confidence that the business is on stable footing, and not just stable footing, but growing pretty rapidly. But then also the confidence, not just in me, but in the leadership team that we put in place, Stan. And that's proven out in the business results. So the business grew 25% last year in bookings, really driven by tier 1 deployments across the globe. But our cameras were up 70% last year. 70% growth in our camera business.
That's impressive. That is impressive.
Super impressive, right? Switchers up 20%. I mean, across the board. And then we go to the Grass Valley AMP, and the growth continues to accelerate. It was up over 300%. So all of that said, it's given Lewis the confidence where he told me from the beginning, you had to earn it, right? But I had to earn it, but then we as an organization had to earn it because we had to be in a position to give him that confidence. And so happy to be here, and now we're in this spot.
Well, I think that's, excuse me, I'll just do this so you can cut a piece there while I'm hacking away. Well, I think that's pretty clear because, there's no question when I talk to the customers, they really like your integrated approach.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's given us a lot of traction, Stan, in terms of what the integrated approach, again, across the Grass Valley media universe. At the center of that is AMP, which is an open ecosystem, as we've discussed before, right, of Grass Valley applications, of all variety of third-party applications. We have over 100 partners that are all integrated in. So that's core, and that's a cloud-native software-first platform, deploy in the cloud, on-prem. But then you also get that flexibility with everything else we're building across the hardware portfolio. The LDX 100 series camera range is a perfect example. That's all the latest cameras from Grass Valley, from our lower-end cameras all the way up to our brand new camera that we're launching at the show, the LDX 180, which is our first at Grass Valley super slow-mo filmic look camera that will be coming out, shipping to customers in the fall. So really excited to bring that to customers. But also, again, it fits within the LDX 100 range. So it's all the same flexibility, functionality, but just a different look and feel for the viewers of the content.
Now, you have a new mixer as well.
Yeah, we do. So we have a new mixer or switcher, the VXP. So VXP is a mid-range switcher. Again, you get all the benefits of the Grass Valley K-frame, top-of-the-end technology that's supporting all the most sophisticated, complex broadcasts in the world. But now we're bringing that to a mid-market from a price point perspective. Again, same flexibility, functionality, all within that range. So really fantastic, and a lot of that has built momentum at the show here in terms of customers seeing, wow, Grass Valley not only is building products more rapidly than before, because of that, the flexibility that we have in the architecture and scalability, but also that open ecosystem, again, coming back to AMP.
Well, speaking of AMP, that's really been the big push of getting people running IP, but it helps people run hybrid.
It absolutely does. So again, I referenced earlier, the AMP can be, again, in the cloud, on-prem, or in a hybrid implementation. What we've seen is a number of customers recently in tier 1 applications, they're deploying on-prem, right, first for that steady state infrastructure, but then they want the flexibility and scalability to burst to the cloud when they need to. So we see that. We also have customers going cloud first, 100% in an implementation. And we've got a recent project with a major global broadcaster who the first playout implementation that we launched at the end of the year, and this is going to be across their network for playout. They're migrating to GVAMP. And so that first playout application is 100% cloud, right? But now that's gone successfully. The next project is now, that was an international, now in the US, it's going to be an on-prem implementation because it's much more significant, much more scalable, and frankly, there's a lot more at stake because it's a core part of their network. So it's really exciting, right? They get all the flexibility, all the benefits, but they can choose the best implementation based on the economic model that they want to deploy.
Right, and a lot of people they want the confidence of being on-prem and use the cloud for scalability. So speaking of cloud and on-prem, what's your take on MXL?
I think it's really important for the industry, and we believe it's really important for the industry. So Ian Fletcher, our CTO, who you know well, brought this to me about 9 months ago. Right, Ian and I had the first conversation, and he was making the pitch that this is really important for the industry. Here's why. And my first reaction was, it sounds really important for the industry. Let's go get involved. Right, and so Ian's been at the forefront of engaging from a leadership perspective, from a Grass Valley standpoint, and trying to get the industry to collaborate and cooperate together to drive towards this standard that's really, originally being led by the CBC as well as the EBU. And so we believe MXL is going to be really important, reinforced. Frankly, we gave our customer advisory council, GVX, an update on Sunday morning. And so these are senior executives from across the media industry of many of the largest media companies in the world, Stan. We gave them a kind of under the hood preview of how we're leading, what we're doing with MXL. And I was looking around the room as Ian was presenting, and it was thumbs up, heads nodding of keep going, right? This is really important for the industry. And so we're going to keep pushing.
Everybody is excited about MXL. And I had a meeting with EBU yesterday on MXL, and they're like, wow, this is great and impressive. And Ian's right into it. He certainly knows his stuff. Anyway, great chatting with you today.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Appreciate you having me.